Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week. Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time of the week we like to celebrate Facebook for the Blind, a show for the visually and Facebook impaired. How you doing? Good. Let's get to the show. Got to do some news here to begin with. Everyone is still reeling from Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony last week on Tuesday. I can't believe it's only been 1 week, but we are still reeling and analyzing and coming up with all kinds of silly things. Most fun, I think, were the Fox News hosts who were just silent. It was like, well, that was very compelling, and then sat quietly. Rudy Guiliani, he's back in the game, baby. He's selling sandals for $49.98. You can get them over there at mypillow.com. Look at those. Those look like some $50 sandals, don't they? Those look like the shower sandals you get at the cheap motel. Okay. Moving on.
It looked like the dye's gonna drip off in the shower, like Rudy's fucking hair.
Oh, gross. And here's the funniest thing. He tweeted this. This is him tweeting this. This is him proud of this accomplishment. Rudy, you goof. Moving on, we missed a really good one. We always try to close the news with an animal story, and I cannot believe that last week we had a breastfeeding mom fighting off a bald eagle to save the pet goose, and I didn't cover it. And I just felt so bad I had to bring it up this time. Did you see this one, Michael?
No.
Fantastic. Best animal story all week. I missed it. This is me self-flagellating in recompense.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, she, really, breastfeeding mom with baby fights off bald eagle, save pet goose. So
what the fuck is wrong with my algorithm that it didn't put this right in front of my face the second it happened? Like this should have been my whole Twitter feed, and I did not know about it until this moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm here for. I play you music you never heard before. Show you animal stories. It was on all the talk shows. All the talk show hosts did it. Again, oh man, sorry, I should have lined these two up, but these guys just dead silent on Fox News. The post-hearing moment of awkward silence on Fox. It was glorious. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's just dead silence, and I don't want to say anything. Do you want to say anything? I don't want to say anything. Speaking of Republican twits, the day before the Highland Park shooting, which we will discuss, the majority leader of the New Hampshire House tweeted out this Independence Day message. Jason Osbourne for New Hampshire says, instead of spending $20 more than last year on your Independence Day hot dogs, lay off the calories and grab a few more rounds for your AK-47. You'll thank yourself later. And the first comment is that a dog whistle for Civil War they're hoping for, or what? And really, honestly, I hope they all hate themselves. I was forced to create a meme. I don't normally create memes, even though Nan thought that we made them all for this show originally. I had to make this one from the Blues Brothers with "I hate Illinois Nazis." And if you haven't seen the Blues Brothers, you don't know Illinois culture. So say we all. And I had to post this because we're still reeling from Mary Miller, our representative here in Illinois' 15th, due to some crazy gerrymandering by the Democrats, but she is now going to run for the position. And I just want to remind you that this Republican lawmaker's husband was, his truck was at January 6th at the Capitol with a 3%ers decal on the back of the truck. And you'll note that when this story broke, ABC News captioned her with Illinois Congresswoman criticized for Hitler, quote, because she was the one who was like, Hitler had some stuff that was right, blah, blah, blah. These people just cannot stop being Nazis all the time. This is the sedition truck of Mrs. Miller. And by the way, her husband is a representative here in Illinois. He is running in Southern Illinois. So people in Illinois can vote against these Nazis right here. He actually claimed that he didn't know what the fuss was over this sticker. And I mean, who amongst us has not applied a sticker prominently on a window and not had any idea what it was? That's his claim. That's his claim. So that's kind of fun. And some news coverage on that. A lot of people passing around. But Also, speaking of Nazis, the more fascists have been disrupting library programs, this time in South Bend, Indiana. 7 Proud Boys disrupted Rainbow Story Hour at the Tut Library. They harassed the presenter and event organizer, staff, and library patrons until the police were called. And they have pictures of them with their tattoos, so any assistance IDing them would be greatly appreciated. So, Proud Boys being just fascists and Nazis everywhere. Friend of the show, George Cruikshank, posts our Highland Park coverage, and George wants to clarify for our national audience, as somebody from Illinois, when you talk about crime like it's some far off shit that happens somewhere else, and you say shit like typical Chicago, we know what you mean, and you never meant Highland Park. Next one might as well be in Schaumburg, because the suburbanites might start giving half a fuck. Pugs Moran, live at Pugs and Co., says, I'm seeing people try and say Highland Park is typical Chicago, in quotes. Highland Park, Illinois is where Michael Jordan lived. It's where 16 Candles, Home Alone, Risky Business, and Ferris Bueller were filmed. This is not Chicago. It's one of the wealthiest towns in America, just in case you are suffering from any misconceptions there. Also in horrible news, Missouri. Missouri has triggered legislation in the wake of the SCOTUS decision overturning Roe v. Wade. And women in basically McCaskill, former Senator McCaskill here, basically said that she's had her legal team scouring the law, and a woman can be prosecuted right now in Missouri for the use of an IUD, for morning after pills, for contraception in general, for anything that prevents the insemination of an egg. Women can be prosecuted right now in the state that is almost closest to me, which is mind-boggling. In another act of self-flagellation, I missed the second best animal story last week, was that a frog was found in a tub of ice cream. And that's just art, if you look really close. as a flattened.
You think
frog.
It like was dead? I mean, like,
yeah.
Can frogs freeze and come back?
Not in ice cream. In a lake.
Oh.
Sometimes in a lake.
What's the fucking difference?
Anyway, it was 4th of July, so we got to get into just a bit more here. Our our Representative Adam Kinzinger, Senator? Yeah. Representative Adam Kinzinger from Illinois here, one of the only Republicans I have any respect for, to be honest with you. He's hitting back at Boebert's church and state remarks, and he said, we must oppose the Christian Taliban. He had to explain, that there's no basis for ending church and the separation of church and state. And Boebert said in a speech at the Cornerstone Christian Center in Basalt, Colorado, that she is tired of the principle and falsely claimed that the founding fathers did not intend to keep religion separate from government. I hate this woman so much. And you're living in the space age when a rocket crashes into the moon, and the question is, who launched it? Yeah, there's a piece of space trash crashing into the moon. It's on orbit, and people are just like, maybe we'll never know. Really, that's the weirdest part of the whole thing. We got hundreds of terrestrial telescopes, radars, space-based sensor networks, and there's really not that much material that goes from the Earth to the moon. But in this case, we have no idea. And for our heartwarming...
Sounds like a job for the Space Force.
You'd think.
Which is a real thing, somehow.
Those slackers aren't even doing it. These guys even had to quote a private company tracking debris with radar. Private company. Not a... forget it. And in the heartwarming closer, of course, in Florida, record Burmese python means trouble in the Everglades. Which I thought I would just spread there. Basically, the scientists are saying that the 18-foot female Burmese python that was found in the Everglades is larger than anyone has ever seen in Florida before. It actually outweighed the previous record holder that was 140 pounds. It outweighed it at 215 pounds, 18 feet long, and it contained 122 eggs, which is also a new record. Woo!
I actually read that this particular python is almost as big as my dick.
Same.
Wow. Well, not sure where to go with that, but that was your heartwarming.
Nowhere close to yours, Kristen.
That's right.
That was your animal story. And I actually had something more horrific, but I spared you. And with that, concludes the news from Facebook for the Blind for the week of July 5th, 2022. And now I hand it off to my beautiful co-hosts, Michael Labune and Kristen Unakis. Michael,
I have some notes on the news before I start us off with round one. Just some quick notes on the news world. I hope you're listening. Number one, Adam Kinzinger, who I do know. He is not a friend of the show. He is known by the show.
He's known by the show.
Adam Kinzinger, he's known by the show.
Yeah.
Adam Kinzinger, there's no reason to say Taliban after Christian. Just redundant. Here's the thing. We don't have to be Islamophobes. Our Christians are so fucking bad, and they've been so bad for so long that the Taliban copies off us when they want to make a theocracy. Okay, we fucking own this shit. You don't have to bring Muslims into it. All right, it's just Christian. Fucking leave it there. Number two, let me tell you what we're not going to do. This 25-year-old Republican, whatever her name was, who this goddamn fucking fascist who has worked at the White House, who decided to intern for other Republican fascist senators, worked for Jeff fucking Sessions in the past. I am not going to act like she's some sort of fucking hero. She didn't do a goddamn thing to stop anything. And to quote Kenneth now, this is all a survival tactic now. Now this is just like stepping back, seeing the fucking winds of change and trying to get out of harm's way. So, no, I got nothing nice to say to her. I'm glad that you're saving your own fucking neck now. I'm glad we're benefiting from it. You know what would have really helped? If you'd never been a fucking fascist. So, no. I'm not your fan. You're not a friend of the show. You're not coming on. Sorry.
But on a scale of Republicans in D.C., I still like him. I hate him the least. That's where I'm at.
Her. It's a her. And I'll tell you this. Yeah, and on a scale of Republicans in D. Oh, you're talking about Adam Kinzinger.
I was talking.
Yeah, I'm talking about I was talking about the one who testified. What was her name? I already forgot her name.
Yeah, Cassidy.
Yeah, I mean Adam Kinzinger. I think he's right up there with I think he's, as far as Republicans go, he's right up there with Joe Biden.
Yeah, I'll go with that. Yeah,
he's that level of Republican for me. Oh, don't look at that.
Did I tell you my favorite Republican ever? My favorite Republican president was Bill Clinton.
Yes, he's actually my favorite Republican president too.
He was the best. I mean, I'll go up against anybody on that one. That's just clear.
No, you're exactly right. I'm starting off the wholesome round with a meme from Glow Fuck Yourself. It's a picture of a woman spraying a man with a water hose, and the water looks cold, and he's like, "Ooh," and she's kind of laughing, and the woman is labeled squirters, and the man is labeled somebody's son. Coming out swinging.
Nice.
All right. Friend of the show, Mel at Meme God Mel, retweets Reuters, who says U.S. President Reagan's shooter, John Hinckley, fully released after 41 years. And Mel adds, "Get your fucking ass up and work."
Yeah, I gotta tell you though, here's the craziest thing. He got out and he booked a show playing his music in New York and had to cancel it. And it was based upon death threats to him. But best thing I saw was a comedian who captioned it with, "Once again proving that one-hit wonders from the 80s can't tour."
That's awesome. Robin Tran, friend of the show, Robin Tran. We love you, Robin. Please come back and see us. Says fireworks are very American because they fuck up soldiers with PTSD while claiming to honor them.
Oh, nice.
I am in this meme.
Oh, we're getting a thumbs up from our other veteran on the show. Thank you.
Yeah. Fucking, I hate the 4th of July. I hate the sound. It helps if I'm looking at the fireworks, but Jesus, all night long. Yeah. So thank you, Robin, for knowing us. Well put.
Nice.
Isabel Steckel says, "I don't have quote unquote plans for the 4th. I'm not a fucking Republican." This is exactly how I felt this weekend. I think I have 4 more memes. This is another one by Glow Fuck Yourself. Thanks, Glow Fuck Yourself. We love what you're doing over there. If you're not following Glow Fuck Yourself, you should. So they have on the top, there's a picture of the Starbucks logo.
Oh, Jesus.
I've always thought was a mermaid. And then it's like a mermaid with a crown, and I don't know why I say mermaid, long flowy hair. And then what I've always thought was fins on the sides, coming up on the sides, to fill out the circle. But right below it, they have drawn a manga woman who is topless and hair is disheveled, and instead of fins, these are feet with stockings and heels. And I have to say, it's pretty goddamn close. It looks related.
It made me gasp. Took me back.
Queer death stories who we love. They put this message. It's a picture of a woman who looks like wearing a pool floaty as a outfit and floating in some sort of body of water. And it says, the only way to deal with an unfree world is to become so absolutely free that your very existence is an act of rebellion. Albert Camus. This isn't funny, but it felt good to read this week. Kyle, friend of the show, Kyle, says, tired of explaining that, quote, I don't have the time, end quote, doesn't mean literally every second of my schedule is accounted for, but rather I'm giving as much of myself as I'm currently able to give. And we'll end with this one. From the ugly side of Tumblr. I've really been enjoying the content they've been putting out. The ugly side of Tumblr has a picture of, I don't know if this is real or not, but it says 8 rainbows. Wow, Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. And it just looks like a picture of a field, and there's rainbows every fucking place. And the spectacular Spider Girl comments, leprechaun convention. and Blue Goo replies, leprechaun. Like Comic-Con, it's spelled a little different. Leprechaun. And the spectacular Spider Girl says, God damn it. Hate it when somebody else finds your punchline. And that's it for me for round 1. I'd like to turn it over now to the charming and enchanting comedian from Shambana. She is quoted as saying, what, this again? On multiple occasions. Kristen, everybody.
Thank you, Michael. All right. So this is, how do I start this?
It's your act.
Right. So this is from my friend Layla Galay, who lives in the Bay Area. She has a husky named Nala. She always shares funny memes. And this is the picture of a husky walking upright. And it says, look at me. I'm a human. I pay taxes. I have depression. I'm behind on chores.
Nice.
I'm not sure where this came from. It's a picture of a snail and then a slug, which is like a snail without the shell. And it says, what if slugs are just divorced snails? Yeah, Michelle took the house.
Oh, man.
This one is from the lighter side of science. Uncle Spade's Words of Wisdom shared it there. And it says, sometimes you just need a good, clean joke, which I felt was appropriate for the wholesome round. I didn't go as hard as Michael did for this round. I was good. But in the first picture, I have a picture of Burt's Bees shampoo for dogs, and it says dog shampoo. And in the second one, it has Ivan Pavlov, and it says dog conditioner. Bit of a nerd joke.
Oh my God.
Joke there.
I was slow on that. Yeah, I got it. That's funny.
This one I found on Twitter from memes I wish I could tag my cat in. The picture of it looks like a cat, but it's like baked out of bread, and then it says purebred cat.
Purebred.
Oh my God. Okay. Yep.
That's a good one.
All right, this one I have. See, this one's like a little lizard on the wall. You see him running up the brick wall. He's got a cigarette in his hand, and it says, Sobe. I've heard that name in years. This one is from Science is Awesome. Stranger, your dog is unusual looking. Me, yeah, he's interbred. Duck waddles up. I'll tell you who else is in the bread.
These are too wholesome.
I know. This one is at Compunied Wolves, but Kathy Brennan shared this one. I stole it from her as a picture of like a little Yorkie and the fireworks in the next one. This one's for my boss's dog specifically because he fucking hates any noise at all. This little yappy dickhead suddenly doesn't like loud noises.
Fuck him.
Oh, this is one of the ones I had for you, Michael. Imagine a religion, Jeff. I can't say his name, but it's like a picture of like cool Jesus. He's got sunglasses on. He's holding a joint. He's got a beer in his hand. It says, Jesus wants to remind you that if you don't sin, he died for nothing.
Yep.
Oh,
I'm doing my part.
Yeah.
Doing my part.
An old English word for library was bookhoard, which literally means book hoard. And honestly, really think we should go back to that because not only does it sound really cool, but it also sort of implies that librarians are dragons.
Yay.
Awesome. Word.
Shit, this thing popped up again. Go away. Listen, bear with me, guys.
Sure.
I'll just hit Control Tab.
Rob Swiverland shared from The Mind of an Introvert. Field trips are wasted on kids. Imagine getting a whole ass day off work and you get to learn how an old watermill works.
Yeah, I'd do it.
All right, this one's for me because I work at a funeral home, guys. Science humor says the inventor. It's a picture of like a, what do you call that? Like a sign outside. It's like the inventor of autocorrect died. The funnel will be held tomato.
Nice.
You'd be surprised at how many hillbillies say funeral or funeral, bitchiary. This one's from the lighter side of science. This is like an old one. This is one of my favorite memes. It's got the picture of like breakfast and there's like this crazy ass toad next to it. And it says, sleep is just a time machine to breakfast, my dudes. And this one's the last one. This one's old. I don't know where it came from. I've had it like forever, but it has like a picture of Jesus and it looks like he's giving his people probably bread and wine, but it says Jesus walks into a bar, just 12 waters, please, winks at disciples.
I like it.
Got you covered, boys.
All right. Now to you, Eric.
All right. So exciting. Round one, the ostensibly wholesome round, trademark registered copyright of the show Facebook for the Blind. Could work up that.
All true.
It's better there. A little bit of
We'll clear that through legal.
A little bit of news that I missed out on that I hope you all saw. There was a poll that was running around that basically, vast majorities of Americans seem to think that our government is corrupt. Just ahead of the July 4th holiday, poll finds 56% of Americans think government is corrupt. So, hey guys, we won. We finally convinced them. Everybody knows now. That's pretty wholesome, huh? Another little thing that I found out about, and I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but friend of the show, Steve Rendell, is posting pictures of his son in an all-black suit. It says, so why this fashion all dolled up at this time? Graduation, a prom? Nope. It's a new Minions film premiere. Philippe and his 10th grader friends brought rows of tickets. It's an internet thing, and as I understand it, it's Minions, gentlemen Minions. I don't know.
Gentle Minions.
Gentle Minions. Okay, so that's the thing the kids are doing. Here's another bit of wholesomeness here for this round. Champaign-Urbana history. Mitch Abney posted a picture of a protest back in the 1950s outside of a Steak and Shake. We see a man with a sign that says Steak and Shake, help us end discrimination. And there are several people walking with placards, and they're apparently, marching outside. And he says, clearly the main story here is the fight for equality. The picture was taken in 1946 in downtown Champaign-Urbana. But on the CU history side, this is the best pic I've ever seen of the original campus Steak and Shake between 6th and Right. It's making me crave the chili right now. It really is. I mean, also the fight for human rights. But speaking of things
also important.
Things you can eat. Friend of the show, Tab posts the instructor. Welcome to salsa class. Who's ready to learn how to dance? Me, hiding a bag of tortilla chips. There has been a misunderstanding. Here's just an evergreen post, but friend of the show, Greg Young posts the Bible and the U.S. Constitution must be the most cited documents by people who have never read them. And I'd like to concur. You throw in some Ben Franklin quotes, you've got 80% of the missed citations right there, all covered. Friend of the show, George, passed along this conversation between Edith Murphy and Eastbourne Echo. Says, how do you delete someone off Facebook from school that you do not like? And Luella Horley responds, hi, Edith, Facebook Patrol here. To answer your question about deleting someone from Facebook that you do not like, simply click reply beneath my comment. Type the @ sign and then start writing the person's name that you want to delete. Their name should appear, so click it. Once you've done, their name should come up in blue. Once you've done that, press enter. You'll be given the option whether you want to delete this person for a few days or permanently. Thanks, Edith. Let me know if you have any other questions. Facebook Patrol. Edith Murphy.
Oh, no.
Thanks. Dorothy Adams. Dorothy Adams replies, Edith Murphy. Hi, Edith. How are the kids? Oh, that's gold. That's just gold right there. Friend of the show, Renan Hirschberg, at Renan Comedy. And Renan Hirschberg, the oddest half Muslim, half Jewish named person that I can reference. Renan says, right-wing Christians, the apocalypse is coming. Everyone else, yes, it's called climate change. Right-wing Christians, no, not that one, a different one. This one's from Hashim Rabi, who has posted a Far Side comic. I believe it's a cartoon that looks a lot like a Far Side comic. And they're the two British beefeater guards outside the castle, Buckingham Palace. And it says 11:30 a.m. and tourists gather to watch the changing of the guard, except that one of the guards is on a table and he's having his diaper changed by another guard. Got a little can of talc there. All right.
From Berserk Alert, by the way, berserkalert.com.
Berserk Alert. Thank you. Oh, missed that one. Thank you so much. There's another one I probably shouldn't have picked because it's too much description. We have a huge tailgate-sized bumper sticker that says gardening services and the phone number. And at first, it looks like two pantsless guys doing the bump over a pile of dirt with plants in it. And then I finally realized that it's two hands with like soil and some stuff.
My God.
But it's been cropped.
I didn't see hands
No.
until you said that.
None of us did. And it's just captioned, I didn't know what I was looking at for a while. Laughing my ass off. Neither did we. Neither did any of us. I looked at that. I was like, they're doing the bump neck. Oh, okay. So yeah, that was pretty funny. This one is just a quote. Never blame someone else for the road you're on. That's your own asphalt.
Shut the fuck up.
Hey, I am a dad. I have immunity. I have diplomatic.
Game recognized game. I'm a dad too. You're right. You're right. Yeah. It's a good joke.
And I think my final tag for this, my final tag for the wholesome round, and I'll hand it back to you, Michael, is John Moe at John Moe, who says, I think the scariest part of that song, Born to Be Wild, is when they find a head out on the highway. By the way, that spawned such a fantastic conversation. You always get the actually guys, you post something that's a joke. And then you get the actually guys who actually have the chemical formula for that is actually precisely. Anyway, on the lyrics, people started posting about Heavy Metal Thunder. And I had no idea that heavy metal was such a strange phrase and had been used all over the place. It comes from lots of places. It was most famously used in that song in 1968. But heavy metal thunder is heavy metal. It used to refer to cannons. Heavy metal thunder is cannons. Heavy metal thunder. I like haven't been able to stop thinking about it ever since. It was very weird, but useless.
I got to do a really fun actually as I'm loading up here. Some of my relatives were arguing online about whether or not America was founded as a Christian nation, and they were all making this argument. One of them was saying it doesn't matter what the forefathers wanted.
Right.
We should just respect everybody. And the other cousin was going, yeah, they were all Christian and we should stick with what they wanted. And like, I got to the whole argument like 10 hours late and I just wrote, actually the forefathers were deists.
Yeah. Oh,
like literally none of them were Christians, but like back to your little argument. Fucking zero of them were Christian. Whatever. Okay.
Dude,
okay.
now, see, the whole thing with saying deist is the same as when I say to people, I would never call someone a Pharisee because they wouldn't look it up and figure out what it meant.
Yeah, that's right. Also, they would just think you meant Jew because they would be anti-Semitic. So I don't use Pharisee.
So it would still work as
they would.
You're saying it would still work as a pejorative. Cool.
To an anti-Semite, yes, but they're understanding something like completely different than what you're trying to say. Sigourney Beaver, friend of the show at Sigourney Beaver, has the Winnipeg Sun posted a headline from the Winnipeg Sun, and Sigourney Beaver says, "What a terrible gift." And you see the headline says, "John Cena surprises 7-year-old boy with cancer on his birthday."
Oh God.
I just fucking, you're not invited next year, John fucking Cena. All right. Fear of going out. We love you, fear of going out. Thank you for knowing me and understanding me. Aww. They posted this week, "The older I get, the more I understand why the rooster starts its day by screaming at the sun." Trash can Paul. Trash can, not trash can't. Trash can Paul. We love you. Friend of the show, Trash Can. Keep up the good work. Has a meme. It's half of a really common meme. The really common meme was like the young lady texting and then and kind of smiling, and then the young guy like looking at it at the text, who's like sitting at a desk. But that's not what we get here. Sometimes he's in bed at night. This is a picture has been superimposed over the second half. So the girl is looking at her phone. She's texting and she says, "I'm coming over. Better not be way down yonder on the Chattahoochee." And then the next slide is that we see a man in a life vest, wearing blue jeans, water skiing with an Alan Jackson cowboy hat on. I don't think it is Alan Jackson, but he also has Alan Jackson mustache. Bad news, miss. He is way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. All right. Blow Fuck Yourself is back. And they have this tweet by H who says, "It's always," I'm going to try to get through this, "WYD, what you doing? And never DYWMTCOAEYPTYCOMF. And I swear to God, the first time I read this, I read it just like this. It's always what you doing and never do you want me to come over and eat your pussy till you come on my face."
Oh my God.
And look, as soon as I read it, I was like, holy shit, I did that fast.
Wow.
And then you look down at what Glow Fuck Yourself comments is, "It always blows my mind how quick I can read these." Like, I swear to God, as soon as I saw it.
Wow. That's wow.
I needed no help with this.
That's amazing.
Rad Dad has a text conversation here, and the first text is from Dad, and Dad says, "Your Uncle Mark died. Skull emoji. We are planning on cremating him. Fire emoji, skull emoji, skull emoji." And the son replies, "Dad, that's not how we use emojis."
Oh God.
That's exactly how we use emotions.
Nice.
I think I have 2 or 3 left for this round. Trash Can Paul, we love you, Trash Can. I couldn't do a show without you. And a picture of someone arc welding. wearing the mask, of course, and everything. And it says in impact font, "Real men weld their foreskin back on."
Wow.
That's the right response. Fear of Going Out is back with Johnny Sun at Johnny Sun, who says high difficulty level escape room concept. All right, we have a high difficulty level escape room concept. You are laying in bed and you have 1 hour to get out of bed. Almost impossible.
I didn't think I liked escape rooms, but I played that one a lot.
I play that one every fucking day. Oh. All right, next, and I think my last for round two. It is my last for round two. Friend of the show, Prof Grump at Prof Grump has a picture here and says she'd have been 61 today, remembering Diana, Princess of Wales. And there's, of course, a picture of George Michael, whose hair is feathered just exactly like Princess Diana.
Nice.
I'll be honest with you, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. George Michael, more attractive. Back to you, Kristen.
I wouldn't kick both of them out of bed. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, or either of them. I definitely wouldn't kick both of them out of bed.
No, it'd have to be both.
I had both of them in bed. You know, it's a super. It only works if it's a twin thing.
Yeah.
If
If it's just George or just Diana, I'm like, nah.
That is a really specific sexuality you got going, but you know, listen, I respect it.
Hey, yeah,
I honor you.
Yeah, no kink shaming here.
Are you guys done with your threesome?
Give us round two, Kristen.
All right. This one is from Dank Memes, Melt Steel Beams. Nice. It's a picture of like a surveillance camera, and you can't really see it. It's like black and white, but it's Mark Zuckerberg's face, and it says, "Just wanted to remind you of our community standards." This one is from Nerdy Space. How much do you like cheese? Me. It's a picture of like a Swiss cheese slices with what looks like shredded cheese in the middle of it.
A cheese sandwich. Fuck yeah. I'd eat that.
This one is from Tired Pink Hell. It's a Skeletor scene. There's like a ton of them, big ones and little ones. And it says, Roe v. Wade is overturned 10 years later. Which of you unwanted minions wants to learn how to cook Crystal?
Dude, I'm dying to do that. I want to do a Skeletor voice. Let me voice that one. Which one of you unwanted minions wants to learn to cook Crystal?
Well done.
Thank you.
This one's from at Father Nathan Monk. Just want all y'all forced birthers to know that saying, would you have wanted your mom to have aborted you to millennials is not going to produce the response you want.
Father Nathan Monk, by the way. We love you, Father Nathan, friend of the show. And I got to say, he really is the millennial and Zoomer pastor. He is our collective clergy person. What would we do without you, Father Nathan? Wow. Yeah, we want to die.
This one is from Mr. Rogers Guillotine Emporium.
Fuck yeah.
It's like one of those pictures. It's a picture of Epstein and his bitch Ghislaine, and it says, "We will adopt your babies."
Oh.
And this one I saw on Twitter. It's at 70 Keeks. Thank God pregnant 12-year-olds will no longer have to see a rainbow in their classrooms while they're getting shot at.
Jesus, what is this country? Oh,
wow. Hurt so good.
All right, this one's a 2-screen. The first one, or at Boomhauer, I'll say that. The first one is like Edward from Twilight. Say it out loud, say it. And the next scene, you've seen it. It's supposed to, instead of Bella's face, it's got Boomhauer's face on it, and it says, dang old vampire, man.
dang old vampire, man.
Oh, dang old vampire.
I want you to know I'm following that account on Twitter right now. I can't believe I haven't found it already.
This one's from the lighter side of science. when scientists blame teenage depression completely on technology and social media, and then it's a picture of Fry, and it says, "Hey, give a little credit to our public schools."
Nice.
This one has it's like an outdoor scene. It's got a guy floating through the air because he smells something like good, and it says, "Drake the type of guy to float in the air when he smells 16-year-old."
Oh.
I think this one's my last one. Oh no. This one is from Scuzzy Buckets. My friend shared it. It says, "Normie with a time machine." First scene, "I am your granddaughter." The second picture, this lady, "Really? Me with a time machine?" There's a guy down here and he's talking to the natives and he says, "They will slaughter your people, and if you let them off the boats, take these." And he's giving them a bunch of assault rifles, and it says, "Thanks, bro."
I want to see
hard
that movie.
to explain, but I was like, I have to bring it.
I want to see that movie.
Yes.
Right. This one is from Lord Pete Boutier's Casual Imperialist Wine Cave.
A favorite.
It's like the 3 scene from Harry Potter where he's like in the train station with Dumbledore. Voldemort's the first clip. He's like the teeny little piece of shit.
He looks like chicken wings.
Harry. Right. I'm like, how do I describe that? He looks like a chicken wing right there. And it says, "What happened to Rudy Giuliani?" The third one is Dumbledore saying, "Someone patted him on the back at the grocery store and instantly mummified him."
He's very fragile.
Dude, how
Right.
funny is it? All these conservatives who are like, no, we should have the rights to get into your business, into your lady bits. Do you know what I mean? But Rudy's like, "Somebody brushed me in New York."
In New York City, right?
What? You know,
He's like supposed to be a New Yorker. Like, he's the fucking mayor of New York, this asshole.
Right. They're
Like,
mean there.
dude, every time he told the stories, I just kept cracking up. He was just like, "And the guy hit me so hard, the woman next to me almost fell down from the earthquake-like vibration." It was like, can you hear him?
If I wasn't a superhero, I would have died. I could have died.
I would have died. She said, the lady with me said she could have died. Round 2, the not so wholesome round. This first one, because we were talking about the actuallys, we got a 4-panel cartoon here with the guy saying exhaling. He's got his hand up, exhaling. And there's a knight in armor who says, "What?" Third panel, it doesn't really breathe fire. It breathes oxygen like us, but it can also exhale fire. So it's a fire exhaling dragon. And then we just see a burst of flame and the guy without armor is destroyed. like when you've slaved over a hot Facebook all day with actuallys every minute, this is some funny, compelling stuff, let me tell you. It was 4th of July and yesterday, and Christian Finnegan posts July 4th this year feels like attending a birthday party for someone in hospice.
Nice.
And there was a lot of that. There was a lot of nihilistic posts about America. But this one was good. Friend of the show, David King. And if you're not following David King, you're seriously missing out. Actually, he's coming out with an album and I'm on it. So yeah, subscribe to David King. He has posted a helpful little guide here for calling 911 on the 4th of July. 2 columns, no and yes. No, people are setting off fireworks. Yes, people are setting their house on fire. No, firework debris is landing in my yard. Yes, body parts are landing in my yard. No, my wife is too upset to sleep. Yes, my wife won't wake up. No, my cat is upset and hiding. Yes, my cat is shooting back.
Nice.
That is an American cat. And we salute you, sir.
He has his rights.
So, as all of you know, one of my favorite things to do is make silly cartoons out of pictures. And for the 4th of July, there were a lot of these apps going around where you could cartoonify and whatnot and make things. So I made a whole bunch of them. Here's 3 friends of the show. We got Amber and Stevie and Alice, all of whom I hope to see here some other time. So I'm going to tell them that I showed pictures of them on the show. And you back me up, Kristen.
Oh,
They're gonna love
Tom.
that you used their image,
Right.
when they weren't here.
They're suing.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, 4th of July, I loved it.
Alice will sue for putting those American flags on her face. She won't like that.
Absolutely fabo. Amber in the American shades with the American flag in the background. Also just fantastic. I had such a blast with this. I really did. I enjoyed it. I only got the top hat to pop out once, but I thought the Stars and Stripe Uncle Sam top hat was pretty cool. And that's when I realized that, you know what 4th of July is? It's Dress Like Apollo Creed Day. Did you know that? That's what it is. Here's a picture of Apollo Creed from Rocky IV dressed in the Stars and Stripes with the Uncle Sam hat on the top with sparkles and everything. And I loved it. I just looked at pictures of Apollo Creed's outfits for such an amazing amount of time because it really was good. Then I found the action figure. I really kind of want this. I don't even know if this is real. I don't care. It's so cool. That is actually, look, he doesn't even have jointed arms. How are you going to make him box?
It can't be real. It's called a reaction figure.
Where I swear I found some real ones, but this was a better picture. So whatever. Dressed like Apollo Creed. Here we have Vanilla Ice in a red, white, and blue spangled.
I hate that.
So that's interesting. Then we've also got Schwarzenegger. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I mean, say what you like, but I'm pretty sure he does like America. Do you know he got kicked out of the Austrian army because he backed a tank through the bar? The officers were like, you destroyed our bar. You can't be in the army anymore. So he came to America. Nice. Some of these filters, you know, when you tell them you want red, white, and blue, not exactly what I was shooting for. Notice how I got rid of my mustache, though. It was trying to prettify me. It's really trying to make me as lovely as possible there. This is one I post every year, which is just, we've got Liberace in red, white, and blue. And I just say, have a fabulous 4th, America. Liberace, a true American hero. Kristen liked this one, fake movie poster, I guess. Franklin Delano Roosevelt offering you a new deal you can't refuse. And it's FDR in this like mecha steampunk robot suit. FDR, battle for America.
It's got his wheelchair on his back.
I know.
Those wheels are steampunk.
That was made out of his wheelchair.
It's a transformer. It's steampunk.
Face melting awesomeness. It says 5 out of 5 stars.
Yup, absolutely. Friend of the show, Caitlin Johnstone, who is posting from Australia, so let's take that into account, says best wishes to Americans this July 4th as you celebrate the great nation's revolutionary transition from being ruled by a king to being ruled by corporations. Yay!
We did it. We did it.
So I like to post the corporate American flag from Adbusters every year, which has the stars replaced with corporate logos like CBS and Nike and Coca-Cola and AT&T, because that's just the kind of, you know, cynical person I am. One thing I noticed there are a lot of people talking about corporations and fighting the bad corporations. And I was like, you know, some people would say the only way you can stop the bad corporations is by joining together and forming a good corporation. Think about that.
Yes, no war but class war. Eat the rich.
Yeah. Jeff Rosenstock posts this and says, good news, everybody. I made an American flag with 69 stripes and 420 stars.
Nice.
That is exactly the response, nice. Kristen.
I responded to the weed first.
So say we all. So, oh, nice. Nice.
I was like, oh yeah, right. Sex too. Cool.
All right, got about 3 left, and before we wrap up Act 2 and head into Act 3, this one I believe this was posted by Vermin Supreme and is a 2-panel from the Simpsons cartoon. We see Homer standing behind a podium, grabbing a microphone as though he is about to speak. Have Marge looking back over his shoulder, a bit aghast because Grandpa is hanging up an American flag with no stars, and Marge says, "There are only 0 stars on that flag." And Grandpa says, "I'll be deep in the cold, cold ground before I recognize the United States." George comments and quotes the so-called United States. It's like, you know, so I think we should change it to sometimes united, once united, allegedly united, ostensibly
Allegedly.
united, purportedly. This is another one I think I'm going to post every 4th of July. It's Ted Cruz as a sad clown. He's got the Uncle Sam hat on top of his head, but it's tiny because he's dressed as a clown, spattered with blood stains, and he has bloody fingers wrapped around a cigarette as he sits there with his little shitty, bloody raccoon rat beard on his face. Yeah, people liked it. People liked it a lot. Ted Cruz, you're a bastard. You should die. Because every word he says is a lie. Everything. He knows it. He's smart enough to know it, which is why you're evil, Ted. And last for this round, happy 4th of July. Here's a picture of Captain America punching Hitler in the face for you. This is from one of the original Captain Americas way back in the day. I used to know the year. I post it every year, and just a brilliant picture of Hitler getting punched because not only do we hate Illinois Nazis, we hate all Nazis, really.
Smashing, yeah.
Smashing through, Captain America came face to face with Hitler and decked him, as it should be. And that wraps up my round 2.
Take enough. Round 3. All right, this first picture, a lot. Well, Kristen, do you want to read this before? Never. I'm joking. I'll read it. This is a meme. It's a picture of a Minion doll. Someone has sewn on pink nipples about midway down this Minion doll. They've also cut a hole, a circular hole, right in the lower regions of the Minion, and inserted what I can only presume is a pocket pussy. So what you have here is a Minion with exposed nipples and an exposed human-looking vagina, and it's captioned with "About to go crazy." I just want you to know, whoever made this was not the Gentle Minion. That was not one of the Gentle Minions, that's for sure. Here's a picture. It's a split picture. On the left is a young Princess Leia, like, I don't know, small child, and on the right is an adult Princess Leia. And it says, in Obi-Wan Kenobi, Obi-Wan tells Leia, "You're 10 years old, but you won't always be." And this is subtle foreshadowing her appearance in Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope, in which she is above the age of 10.
So
dumb. Don't know if anybody caught that Easter egg. Here is a picture of, I don't know what you'd say. This is like it's a black and white photo. They're standing in the clouds. It looks like God holding a turtle, and there's an angel standing by with a clipboard. In the distance, we see Earth, and God is saying, "Oh fuck yes, let's make these fuckers live for fucking ever." He's holding the turtle up too, like adoring it. Adrienne Marie Brown, friend of the show, Adrienne Marie Brown. I gotta say, Adrienne Marie Brown, you are my favorite Instagram account, except obviously for Trash Can Paul. And here's a picture of a Maltese jumping, and it's been photoshopped in with pictures of dolphins who are jumping in the ocean. And so it's 2 dolphins and a Maltese all jumping together in a similar formation in the ocean. And it says, "When you drunk as fuck and start being friends with everybody." Adrienne Marie Brown again says, has, quote, "Everyone, please turn your cameras on for this meeting. Me."
Welcome to Facebook for the Blind, your look at the downfall of Western civilization through the best memes we can find each week.
And it's a picture of the mother on the Kardashian show, I think is who this is. And she's sitting in a bubble bath with a martini on the rim of the tub, and she just looks like really shocked, like, "Oh no, yeah, I'm not ready to turn my camera on." Star Tribune. This actually happened last Friday, just a few days ago. THC edibles and drinks became legal in the state of Minnesota.
Oh,
my favorite part about this is the Democrats in Minnesota. Oh, I love Minnesota Democrats. Illinois Mart, my favorite. But the state senators, right? They somehow snuck this onto a bill that they knew the Republicans were going to vote for. And so as soon as this was passed, all these Republicans, they just didn't make any noise about it. The Democrats didn't. They put it in the bill, assuming the Republicans wouldn't read the bill. The Republicans did not read the bill.
Nice.
And almost unanimously, marijuana, edibles and drinks were legalized for recreational use in the state of Minnesota. Democrats are all just like shit-eating grins about it, and the Republicans are pissed, and they keep coming out going, "We didn't know we were legalizing edibles when we did this because you didn't do the fucking homework." Okay, this was hilarious. This was a series of videos on Twitter. A woman, she posts this sign. We see what was happening before. You'll understand in a second. Then she posts this sign, and then she posts the videos of people reacting. The sign says, "This is for the white lady with the thick glasses, uneven haircut, and dusty shorts. Stop tampering, reading, and touching my packages. Sincerely, fuck around and find out."
It's a good closer. It's a good closer.
I have two more memes for this round. This is a picture of a trucker's hat, and it just says, "Show me your butthole." This isn't from Trash Can Paul, but it ought to be. Show me your butthole.
So I will say, and Eric knows my friend Cindy.
Yeah.
Cindy would ask you to point to your butthole. This hat's kind of ripping her off, anyways. But she would just randomly at parties go up to people that she didn't know and like show me where your butthole is. So anyway,
just do a butthole check.
Yes.
Stop and frisk.
Yes. Well, you know Cindy, Eric.
Check the oil. All right, my last meme for round 3 is another Minion meme. This time it's a Minion on a plate with X's over their eyes, and looks like a little piece of parsley in its mouth, and it's been cut through many times, and you can see the Minion meat, and this is simply labeled filet mignon.
Oh.
It's like filet mignon. Indeed. Back to you, Kristen.
Thank you, Michael.
You're so welcome.
All right, first up from the aggressive progressives, it looks like is it a red firework? Is it an asshole?
That's an asshole.
It's Happy 4th of July. They captioned it, "That's how it feels."
God, that reminds me of what color is this dress?
This one's from Two Party Tyranny Stolen Meme Group Therapy. I'm not reading all these group names. But anyways, it's a question. What vehicle do you automatically assume is being driven by a total asshole? First comment, police car.
Oh,
yeah.
Well done.
This one's from a scientist. It's a picture of a McDonald's like burnt to the ground, but Ronald McDonald's sitting with his legs crossed, chilling. He's okay. And it says, "After a terrible fire at this McDonald's, Ronald McDonald remains untouched and still smiling. Please explain to me how you don't believe in Ronald McDonald after seeing this."
Nice.
That's fucking awesome. I love it. Making fun of those like Bible pictures, right? Like this Bible.
Right. Like, how can you not believe in Jesus after this, steel didn't melt in the fire? This one's from Tropic Thunder. It's where Ben Stiller's character gets his hands blew off for a scene, and it says, "Every ER in America this weekend."
With any luck.
Right, we can only hope, because these buggers are shooting them off right now. I hear them. So it'll be fun. This one's from Robert Reich. Or from the New York Daily News. It says, "It's a cop pulling over a couple, and they're in a pickup truck with an assault rifle hanging in the back. And the lady says, 'Relax, I hid the contraceptive pills in the gun.'" This one's from SpongeBob Meme Pants. And it's got a picture of him like freaking out. And it's kind of like distorted. And it says, "When you've been roasting these flat earthers and suddenly they put a bag over your head and you hear one of them say, Take him to the edge. This one's from @tweetpotato314. It says, what if ghosts can't see us either and they're scared as shit? The fuck is making pizza bagels at 2 a.m.? All right, the next one is my last one. I added it last minute. This one's for Nan. This one is one I actually did make. And this meme is old. I did make it. And one side it says, is there sex after death? And on this side, it's a picture of an apprentice that we used to have that was fired for being really weird. And it says, depends on if you get me as your embalmer.
Very rough.
So fucking bad.
Very bad.
Woof.
That one's homemade though. Back to you, Eric.
Back to me. Thank you. Fun stuff. All right, rolling into Act 3. Generally the filthiest and dirtiest of all the rounds. I mean, historically speaking. Now I know what he meant by nobody is tougher on China than me. We have a broken fancy plate there. Very popular in the wake of Cassidy's testimony about ketchup on the wall and dishes on the floor, and there was, so here's a tweet that didn't get nearly as much love as I thought it should. Samuel L. Jackson posted, how's Uncle Clarence feeling about overturning Loving v. Virginia? Which was really interesting that he cited, Thomas cited in his objection, about Roe v. Wade, all the other precedents, but not Loving versus Virginia for some strange self-interest. Anyway, this next one posted on Facebook for the Blind, a weekly memecast. If you're not following FB4tB, a weekly memecast, you are missing out. We got a 2-panel of Raggedy Man and a MAGA hat saying, we made sure they can't hurt no more babies for you, written phonetically. And Jesus Christ responding, I'm literally a Jewish rabbi who believes life starts at first breath. LOL.
Funny thing, these Christian fundamentals, by the way, you triggered me. Well done. They really can never wrap their heads around the fact that Jesus was a Jew his whole life, death and resurrection. Jewish guy, for sure. We're actually not sure about Jesus's gender. We're very, very, very sure Jesus was Jewish. So,
dude,
I like to tell them, not even a Christian. Jesus Christ, not a Christian. Definitely Jewish.
I just realized, Michael, you were not at the show that TD and Kristen and I were, but Stuart said that he was confronted by a believer after the show who said that she had seen the face of Mary appear to her in a pork chop. And he said, all right, well, I don't want to get into all the details, but to begin with, Mary was Jewish.
Yes. Definitely Jewish.
Stuart, forgive me.
God.
All right. So we've got Raggedy MAGA Hat Man saying we made sure they can't hurt no more babies for you, and Jesus responding. And then in front of the show, Corey Showtime Robinson replied with the same picture, except that Jesus is responding, I'm literally not even real. Woo! Oh, that's funny. So Act 3, the irreverent act. That's what we should call it. The irreverent act of the show. In which we are 63 for 63 and triggering Michael, undisputed champion.
Yeah.
All right.
Well done.
This next one is from friend of the show, Jeffrey St. Clair. If you're not following Jeffrey St. Clair, you are missing out. Posting a Kegel.com cartoon of some Handmaid's Tale women and children, woman and daughter, in the Handmaid's Tale, and the child is saying, but why didn't you vote against them, Mom? Why didn't you try to stop them from taking it all away? And Mom says, well, back then gas prices were quite high, honey.
Nice.
when you get the mix of all the weird, all the bizarre things. Another thing that came out that was extremely popular on my site page this week, almost my post with the most, was the other 98% post that says, praying on your own is practicing your faith. Praying on the 50-yard line in front of an audience is marketing. And there was considerable discussion about this. Like I said, 65 engagements, 30 comments, 4 shares. And my cousin Randy says, Jesus said, when you pray, go into a closet and pray privately. Do not be like the Pharisees and engage in ostentatious public prayers. This coach is not acting biblically. And I said, man, I'd call him a Pharisee too if I thought they'd look up what it meant. But then my favorite response is the picture of the from the statue from the Satanic Temple of Baphomet, I believe. And I just said, it's all fun and games till Coach Devlin wheels out the Baphomet for a halftime blood sacrifice. As we all know. And then I remade it. So just in case it wasn't good enough before. People like this one better. So I've actually got Baphomet on the 50-yard line. And in the Facebook for the Blind official font, the Baphomet halftime blood sacrifice. Okay, funny just to me. That's fine. I don't even care. It's next.
Did you see that the church? Well, before you go, did you see what the Church of Satan said about those memes? The Church of Satan said they like posted from their official Twitter account, and they were like, first of all, we don't believe in proselytizing, and secondly, we don't allow children to join. Like, so we never have and never will pray anywhere near a school. Nice. And I retweeted it, and I was like, you know, I gotta say, Church of Satan just continually more Christ-like than the Christian church. Like, I just fucking cannot get over it. How polite of them. What if Christians were that way? Wouldn't that be lovely? But you don't even have to go there. Listen, all you'd have to do is walk out on the 50-yard line and pray a Hail Mary in front of these goddamn evangelicals, and they would shit themselves. It doesn't have to be Satanism. It could just be Catholic. Yeah. And they would be terrified. You can't do that. We thought you would pray into our Heavenly Father.
I'm just, if you bring out any kind of equipment at all, if you rolled out a Muslim prayer rug, or, you know, if you brought the Torah on a scroll out, you know, with some Hasidic.
If a woman prayed.
Oh my God, a woman! She might contaminate the prayer.
She might tempt God.
Jeez. All right. Moving on, we've got sort of a New Yorker style cartoon, and we see a door in an office marked SCOTUS for Supreme Court of the U.S. And coming from under the door is a pool of blood. Out in the hallway waiting, we see a bunch of donkeys dressed in suits, and they have police shields. And the donkeys with shields are saying, do we have a plan to stop this? And one of the donkeys in a dress says, I've got a poem. And so much good here. They're out in the hallway. You know, they haven't checked the door to see if it's even locked. And there's nothing quite like when somebody shows up at a crisis and brings a poem. I happen to actually see a clip of Nancy Pelosi saying, in response, I would like to read a few lines from my poem. And I was like, oh my God, die, or relinquish your seat. Get out, stop, don't like you, do something, yak. Anyway, so, but here's an interesting thing. This was a flow chart that was posted by a friend of the show, Mark Ziepezauer. And I just think it's quite beautiful. I posted it in my political groups, and it's called A Flow Chart to Explain Tribalism, is what I captioned it. At the very top, it says, who did the thing? And then we have two divergents. Democrats did it or Republicans did it. And if Democrats did it, was it good or bad? It was good. Well, it wasn't good enough. Fuck the Democrats is the way the rest of the flow comes out. Well, Democrats did it and it was bad. It was bad. Fuck the Democrats. Well, who did the thing? Republicans did it. Was it good or bad? It was good. In parentheses, never happens.
Right.
Republicans did good. Then the response is, why didn't the Democrats do it? Response, fuck the Democrats. Was it good or bad? It was bad. Why did the Democrats let this happen? And go, fuck the Democrats. And what's fascinating is I posted this in my group, and it's captioned the philosophy of the anti-Trump left. And the first comment on the post talked about stupid Republicans. And Mark Ziepezauer said, this is actually what the far left says. So, hey, that's one uniting concept. Fuck the Democrats.
Yeah, I'd like to say, as a far left person,
yeah,
fucking every part of this is exactly right. Fuck the Democrats. Listen. I vote for them. I vote blue no matter who because it's better than voting for the fascists, but I don't like it.
No. And I just so desperately want to take their poems and shove them up their ass and kick them into the fucking door. Do your fucking job. Okay, I'm a little rough. Anyway, but I thought that was a really good flow chart. No matter what it is, it always ends up at the same place. Isn't that fascinating? No matter who it is, no matter what it is, it's all about the tribalism. Doesn't matter who's doing it. It's which team do they play for. Now, last week we touched on this, and this is actually, again, still in my highest rated things. I posted, okay, guys, doxing isn't funny, except. And at Apocalypse Dust posts, I don't know where Clarence Thomas just went out to eat, but the server made a TikTok showing his whole ass credit card, front and back. And people replied all kinds of things. I especially like Joe's comment. Thomas doesn't think the right to privacy is enshrined in the Constitution. So there you go. And in the comments later on, a friend of the show, Dinatra, posted this GIF of a guy with mohawk who was just like, at first I was like, serious face. And he says, but then I LOL. It's totally true. Then we got into a bit where somebody said, how come they only roast the black justice? And I had to explain, man, I really do. I see what you mean there, but Thomas has been on the top of my list of worst justices ever since Scalia died. So, you know what I mean? This guy is uniquely bad on the court. He has conflicts of interest. He didn't report his wife's income on the income reporting form. He lied under oath. He writes the fewest words of any justice on the bench. He is objectively the worst at his job of anyone on the bench, let aside all of his crappy decisions. So in response, I believe Rebecca Mackay at Rebecca Mackay posts, just want to repeat my standing offer that if you are a restaurant server in DC and a forced birth Pole comes into your restaurant and orders chicken, I will send you $1,000 cash if you serve them a plate with a raw egg. I was like, yeah. Friend of the show, George Cruikshank. George, come back from the island. He posts captioned Radio Shack is on something he has reposted vellum and vinyl, but less liberal, saying reposting Radio Shack. And it says, if you find a squirter, marry her.
What the fuck?
In response, J. Mulholland, with very confused avatar face, says, I've shopped at Radio Shack my entire life, and to see something like this on their verified account is heartbreaking and earth-shattering. Radio Shack, you just lost a loyal customer, all because you wanted to pander to the radical left. Christian God lovers customers won't forget this. Here's the thing. I don't know what this is. I don't care. I love it.
Radio Shack's been closed for so long. Like, this is not.
Yeah, but apparently June 29th, their Twitter is still open for business, baby.
The ghost of Radio Shack has some regrets.
Some things needed to be said before we're done. All right, I got one more. I got one more. We're handing it off to for your post with the most, Michael. This is Andy Ryan at It's Andy Ryan posting, daughter, what does gays mean? Me, well, mom and dad love each other. Two men can love each other the same way. Her, so what's penetrating gaze? Me, or read the whole sentence. Her, she stared at him with a penetrating gaze.
Oop.
That Act 3 for me. Back to you, Michael, sir.
All right. So what I have for my post with the most is I want to just show you 4th of July in 2 acts. First is my 4th of July post.
Nice.
Which was my post with the most this week. It is just the black background with the red anarchy symbol. I am your friendly neighborhood Christian anarchy clergy here. So of course, on the biggest nationalism, civil religion holiday, the holy day of obligation for the religion that is Americanism, the only thing that I could in good conscience post was anarchy. I am one of the hosts of this show. the other host of this show, posted this. This is Eric Sizemore, who has American flags on his face in front of an American flag. And I would like to say that this is photoshopped to make Eric Sizemore look 15 years old. So
not only are they on my face, they're in your face.
I want to show you. Here is a millennial, and here's Gen X.
Dude, I know our audience.
Here's Quiet Michael, and here's your man Eric Sizemore. One more time. Here's me. Here's you. I love you, Eric.
I know.
All right, Kristen, what's your post with the most?
All right. My memes don't get as many likes as you guys. To get as many likes, I have to show part of my boobs. All right. So this one isn't like the most.
We've done that too. Don't get us wrong.
This one isn't my post with the most, but it's close. But it's my favorite. And it's a picture of this girl. She's chilling on the beach, getting ready to push off the sand into the water. And it says, everyone's out here buying rainbow unicorn floats for the summer. And I'm just like, and it's like a pink coffin lid and everything. So I just felt that was appropriate.
That's
awesome. I love this. Wouldn't get sunburned. Kitty, we could actually go outside.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Finishing up
Back to you, Eric.
Finishing up here with some posts with the most. I do want to do a bit of a clarification because I forgot I had this from the Flophouse, a podcast that's not just for jerks anymore. They posted this captioned, "Gentle Minions." Sign posted in a theater says, "Due to recent disturbances following the Gentle Minions trend, any group of guests in formal attire will be refused entry for showings of Minions: The Rise of Gru." Yeah, you'll see that every day. I believe in actuality, this had my post with the most. I think it clocked in with dozens and dozens. But basically, Robert Reich, meat prices increased by double digits. Tyson CEO says they're asking customers to pay for inflation. Meanwhile, Tyson's posted $1 billion in profit last year, 48% increase from the first quarter of 2021. Don't be fooled. This is all about corporate greed. It always is. And friend of the show and Facebook blind attorney, MD, says, "Oh yeah, Tyson, the place where management took bets on how many employees would die of COVID." Yeah. So, I mean, and again, I think you all agree, funny, but not funny enough to be the post with the most. I don't think so. This one came in second. This one also got just tons, like 75 different engagements and whatnot for the media bias chart from Adfonts Media. They just issued a new edition in June, and I just captioned it, "Know your sources, always check more than one, and think critically about who paid for the message and what motivated them." And it spawned an incredible discussion about bias in media and where to get accurate information. And I tell you what, all that engagement on a post like this gave me hope as a human being. But I'm going to try and close out with last week's winner, what came in third. So Tranny DeVito at Girl Draws Ghosts. Being a millennial feels like living in a video game where each level you have to fight through a new era of history, but the boss is always just Ronald Reagan wearing a different hat. And that kind of my post with the most this week on Facebook for the Blind for July 5th, 2022. Thank you all very much.
Woo! Woo! Love you, George.
Woo! Woo!
We did it, everybody.
Thanks for listening to an episode of Facebook for the Blind. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.